Mental magic. Introduction. For centuries, people have sensed that the mind possesses powers far beyond ordinary understanding. Long before modern psychology gave names to subconscious processes and mental conditioning, thinkers explored how thoughts influence emotions, actions, and outcomes. What many referred to as mental magic was not superstition, but a way of describing the hidden mechanics of the human mind. Mental magic is not about tricks or illusions. It is about understanding how focused thought, belief, suggestion, and mental imagery shape both inner experience and outer behavior. When properly understood, it becomes a practical philosophy of self-mastery rather than something mysterious or theatrical. This summary explores the essential ideas traditionally associated with mental magic: concentration, mental influence, habit formation, imagination, suggestion, and the disciplined use of thought. These principles were designed not to impress others, but to strengthen character, clarify intention, and bring order to one's inner world. The nature of thought power. Every action begins as a thought. Thoughts precede emotions, decisions, and habits. When left undirected, the mind drifts, reacts, and absorbs impressions from the environment without discrimination. Mental magic begins with the realization that thought is not passive. It is active and formative. Focused thinking creates momentum. Repeated thinking creates patterns. Over time, these patterns solidify into beliefs, attitudes, and automatic responses. The mind, much like a garden, grows whatever is planted in it, intentionally or not. Understanding this principle shifts responsibility inward. Instead of blaming circumstances, individuals learn to examine the quality, direction, and persistence of their own thoughts. Concentration and attention. At the heart of mental magic lies concentration. Concentration is not forceful strain, but sustained attention. The mind becomes powerful, not through intensity alone, but through steadiness. Most people allow their attention to scatter across worries, distractions, and external stimuli. This scattered attention weakens mental effectiveness. When attention is gathered and directed, even simple ideas gain strength. Training concentration involves holding a single idea without interruption, returning attention gently when it wanders, eliminating unnecessary mental noise. Over time, concentration becomes a habit. A concentrated mind acts decisively, resists distraction, and influences outcomes more effectively than a restless one. Imagination as a creative tool. Imagination is not fantasy. It is the mind's capacity to form internal images. These images act as blueprints for emotional responses and behavior. Mental magic teaches that the mind responds more strongly to images than to abstract words. When an idea is vividly imagined, the subconscious accepts it as real. This acceptance influences confidence, motivation, and action. By deliberately forming constructive images of success, calmness, competence, or clarity, individuals begin shaping internal conditions that lead to external change. Imagination becomes dangerous only when left unmanaged. When guided intentionally, it becomes one of the most powerful tools of mental discipline. Suggestion and self-suggestion. Suggestion is the process by which ideas enter the mind and influence behavior. It occurs constantly through media, conversations, and internal dialogue. Mental magic emphasizes self-suggestion, the deliberate planting of ideas into one's own mind. This is not repetition without meaning, but the conscious reinforcement of beliefs aligned with chosen goals. Effective self-suggestion is simple and affirmative, is emotionally believable, is repeated calmly, not forcefully. Over time, suggested ideas become accepted truths, shaping reactions and decisions automatically. Habit and mental automation. Habits are thoughts and actions that have become automatic. While habits can limit growth, they can also become powerful allies when formed deliberately. Mental magic reframes habit as a neutral mechanism. The same process that reinforces weakness can be used to reinforce strength. By identifying unwanted habits, replacing them with intentional alternatives, consistently reinforcing new patterns, The mind gradually reorganizes itself. What once required effort becomes effortless. Emotion and mental control. Emotions are not enemies of reason. They are signals. However, unchecked emotion can overwhelm judgment and distort perception. Mental magic does not seek emotional suppression, but emotional regulation. By controlling thought, emotional reactions naturally adjust. A calm mind responds rather than reacts, observes emotion without being dominated by it, uses feeling as information, not command. This inner balance strengthens personal influence and self-respect. Personal influence and presence. One of the most misunderstood aspects of mental magic is influence. Influence does not mean domination or manipulation. It arises naturally from mental clarity, confidence, and emotional control. People are influenced less by words and more by presence. A composed, focused individual communicates stability and certainty without force. Influence grows through inner alignment, emotional steadiness, authenticity. Mental discipline strengthens presence, which in turn enhances communication and leadership. The subconscious mind. Much of mental magic operates beneath conscious awareness. The subconscious mind stores beliefs, habits, and emotional associations.